So good afternoon and a warm welcome to Boothbury Park for this second division Endsleigh League encounter between Hull City and Bradford City. Quick rundown of the Tigers team: Alan Fettis in goal, number 2 Adam Lothorpe, Gary Hobson wears 3, 4 Lee Warren, 5 Neil Allison, 6 is Greg Abbott, 7 David Norton, 8 Chris Lee, Linton Brown at 9, Dean Windus 10 and Graham Atkinson 11, with Neil Mann, Rob Miller and Steve Wilson on the bench. For Bradford, Ian Bowling is in goal, number 2 Tony Ford, 3 Craig Lawford, 4 Lee Duxbury, 5 Gavin Oliver, Dean Richards is at 6, Paul Jewell, one half of a prolific striking partnership, is at number 7, Gary Robson at 8, the other striking partner of Jewell's up front, Sean McCarthy, he's at 9, 10 Michael McHugh and 11 Paul Scholer. The Bradford City substitutes: Scott Partridge 12, Wayne Heseltine 13 and the substitute keeper is Paul Tomlinson. Our man in the middle this afternoon is Mr. Winter, a familiar referee among the crowd here at Boothbury Park. He's refereed quite a few games between the Tigers. And there is Adam Lothorpe. What a time to make your debut for Hull City in the first team. Young Adam Lothorpe. And Lee Warren comes into the side in place of Matthew Bound in the centre of defence. Bound has just returned to Southampton after completing his month on loan here at Boothbury Park. As I was saying, a big moment for young Adam Lothorpe at number 2. Keep an eye on him. He's making his first team debut for the Tigers at a time when Hull City lead the second division table. And it has to be said, what a moment to make your debut. Bradford themselves, they're in hot pursuit of the early leaders. And of course this game brings together the 2 top scorers in the division so far this season. Sean McCarthy, number 9 for Bradford, and Dean Windus, of course, the Tigers' number 10. So Lothorpe gets an early touch, taking the throw in for Hull. Linton Brown, that's a lovely turn by Brown. He's got away round the back of the Bradford defence. Windus, he's got through and scores! What a start for Hull City! Dean Windus, he just can't be stopped at the moment, this man. The Hull City number 10 sends the large Tigers following into raptures, because what a moment for Dean Windus. 2 hat-tricks to his name already this season, and just 1 minute gone, well, less than a minute, about 40 seconds in this game between the Tigers and Bradford, and Windus opens the deadlock. Large credit must go to Linton Brown for a lovely piece of work on the right hand side. And Hull City, well, they just can't be stopped at the moment. Admittedly, the ball ran kindly for Windus at first inside the penalty area, but he did well to fire the ball past the advancing Bowling. Dean Windus' 10th goal of the season. As I was just saying earlier, he's the second top scorer in the division behind Sean McCarthy, who of course is Bradford's leading marksman. But it has to be said, Windus converted from midfield into the Tigers' attack. And what a calculated move by Terry Dolan. Has to be said, he was forced into it really due to injuries. But this Windus-Brown partnership up front is certainly blossoming at the moment. Brown beaten in the air that time. And Ian Bowling will be glad of an early touch for him, because didn't even get a chance to touch the ball before he was picking it out of the back of his net. Allison. Now Lothorpe. It's a calculated ball once again, trying to free Brown round the back. His pace is so valuable and adds just that extra little edge to the Tigers' play. Hobson will run straight through to the keeper. So Hull on top form at the moment. They drew 1-1 at Reading in their last league encounter, which is a very good result. Reading, of course, another side flying high at the top at the moment, along with the Tigers and Stockport. Paul Jewell dropping deep to play that ball through, but couldn't find his partner McCarthy. Lowthorpe with the header. Atkinson climbing well. Ford. Clever ball in. Atkinson. Bit of space for him down the Tigers' left. So the Bradford fans behind Ian Bowling's goal silenced already. They come here this afternoon full of voice. There's certainly a few hundred of them that have made that trip across from West Yorkshire, but they have been silenced in the opening minute of this encounter, and it's the Hull City fans who are suddenly full of voice. Hull City 1, then Bradford 0 with just 5 minutes gone. Duxbury will play a key role this afternoon, Lee Duxbury. His battle with Greg Abbott will be interesting in midfield. And Alan Fettis once again quickly off his line. And a bit of space here for Norton. Abbott wants it inside. Windus trying to turn, was dispossessed. Atkinson trying to find Linton Brown. It was a nice idea, but was well cut out by Lawford. Now Brown has got a bit of space this time. Atkinson's in the middle, soon to be joined by Windus. Windus. This time Norton will take the throw in. Windus. Lowthorpe. Well, shows a lot of confidence when an 18-year-old making his debut can make a run on goal and at least attempt an effort at a shot. But at the moment, I'm sure Terry Dolan would agree that the start this Hull City side has made to this 1993-94 season, the confidence that has come through it, from it, has spread throughout the ranks. And Gary Hobson, he requires some treatment. Oh, looks a nasty gash just underneath the eye there. Jeff Radcliffe coming on to give him some treatment. Already there's a large swelling. And Dean Windus looking on. And I just wonder whether Gary Hobson might need some stitches in that, and it looks as though he does, because Jeff Radcliffe is taking him off. So Hull temporarily down to 10 men. Of course, the Tigers do have Rob Miller on the bench, a left-sided player, in case Hobson cannot continue, but I think it'd be a quick patch-up job with the old needle and thread. Good ball wide. Bit of space here for Bradford to attack. Lowthorpe trying to hold his own. It's a good return pass. McCarthy and Jewell in the middle, but the cross too long. Well, I didn't quite see how Gary Hobson picked up his injury, whether it was an elbow or a head or whatever happened. It looked a very deep gash. And a foul on Windus, and Dean Windus is going to be spoken to by referee Winter. Well, he definitely said something to the referee after a foul was given. And Dean Windus does have a bit of a reputation sometimes of going over the top in decisions like that. And well, whatever Mr. Windus had said to Mr. Winter, it was totally out of control, because Dean Windus has been sent off. Well, what a start to this game here at Boothry Park. The Tigers now down to 9 men, have a lead of 1 goal, but their top scorer and the scorer in this game so far, Dean Windus, has been dismissed. Well, you could clearly hear that something was said to the referee after that decision was made, but whatever it was not to Mr. Winter's liking, and the red card was brought out. So it's Hull City 1, Bradford 0. What the Tigers, as I was saying, just down to 9 men. Gary Hobson should be back pretty soon. But that will give Bradford a little bit of confidence. And as I say that, they draw level. Sean McCarthy capitalising on Hull while they reshuffle. And all of a sudden, the Bradford fans in raptures at the fact that Hull have had a player sent off, continue their applause at the fact that McCarthy has drawn their team level. Well, the Tigers still reshuffling and still stunned, I think, by the fact that they've been reduced to 10 men, and all of a sudden McCarthy's in trouble. And he's shown the yellow card. Well, what a moment. Windus scores, then gets sent off. McCarthy scores, and then gets spooked. So it's Hull 1, Bradford 1. And the visitors now firmly back into this game. They have the numerical advantage in terms of player on the field. But all of a sudden, what was such a promising start for Hull has taken such a nosedive. Hobson going off injured. Windus sent off, and McCarthy equalising, all in the space of about 2 minutes. Warren now trying to hold his own, and it's players like Lee Warren, Neil Allison at the back who are going to have to show a little bit more maturity in trying to keep this side together in defence. And a foul by Linton Brown. Abbott getting involved. He's one man who will be keen to put in a good performance. He's still chasing. Of course, a former Bradford City player, Greg Abbott, brought to the club by Terry Dolan, of course, a former Bradford City manager. But it's the man who's sitting in the Bradford hot seat at the moment, Frank Stapleton, who will be the happier of the two bosses. A lot of connections, of course, between these two clubs. Of course, Stapleton's right-hand man is Stuart Pearson, a former Hull City favourite. And, of course, the Tigers have just signed this season another former Bradford player in fullback Brian Mitchell. Presently out of the side injured. Good challenge by Warren. Oliver's cross, McCarthy, and the shot from Jewell. These two work so well together though, Jewell and McCarthy. They scored something like 40 goals between them, perhaps even more last season, which just shows how prolific they can be, and they've started this season off exceptionally well, with McCarthy already in double figures. Saying that, Bradford have had a tendency in the past to let things slip at the back, and all of a sudden there's somebody else in trouble, and it's Jeff Lee, the Hull City assistant. And Terry Dolan being escorted back to the bench by a police officer down there, and Jeff Lee, he must have spoken out of turn 2. And Lee's been dismissed from the dugout. So it's all happening here at Boothry Park in this opening quarter of an hour. The Tigers have now had Jeff Lee dismissed from the bench. Jewell. And the defending was by Greg Abbott, who had come back a long way to force that ball out. Jewell again. There's a lot of Bradford shirts in and around that whole penalty area. Bit of space here for Ford. So another corner to the visitors. Paul Scholler, summer signing from Barnet. Short to Ford. Scholler again. Nice play between the two. That wasn't a bad effort. Nobody picking up the man on the far side. Michael McHugh it was, coming in about 15 yards out, and Bradford really starting to use this extra man now to their advantage. Ford with the throw in. Needs some support. Lowthorpe challenging well. That's Duxbury. Bit of space here for Lawford. So the Tigers fans trying to rally their team. Big blow to the confidence. The fact that Windus has been sent off. Such a key player in this Hull City side so far this season. One thing's for sure, Linton Brown will continue his chase up front. And he's going to have to get some stronger support from midfield, with the likes of Atkinson and Norton perhaps pushing up a little bit more to give him some company up front. Oliver's ball in. So we've played 20 minutes then of this Endsleigh Second Division League encounter. And it's Hull City 1, Bradford City 1, but far more action than even the scoreline suggests. With referee Winter, a very busy man in this opening 20 minutes. Lawford. McCarthy was the player offside. Norton. Gets it back from Abbott. Abbott's found some space through the middle. Norton can find him, but he checked well to find Lowthorpe. Now Linton Brown. And offside against Adam Lowthorpe. Brown trying to get round the back of Richards, and he's succeeded in doing so. Now was he brought down, and Mr. Winters pointed to the spot immediately. No hesitation from the referee, and the Hull City fans may feel a little aggrieved at one or two decisions that the referee's made already this afternoon, but they'll be happy with that one. Now, I'd like to see that one again, to be honest, because it looked to me as though there was a doubt to start with whether Brown was actually in the area, and then a doubt as to whether he was actually brought down or whether he fell down. But Hull have actually got the decision. Here's Abbott with a penalty. Oh, dear me, the luck has suddenly turned for the Tigers. Ian Bowling must have thought he saved that one. But Greg Abbott, of course, not the regular penalty taker here at Boothry Park, but he'll be happy to see that one squeeze in off the post. So perhaps the look has changed for Hull. Tigers back in front. 2-1 now. Linton Brown, as I was saying, the player brought down. It looked a very tight decision. Referee Winter wasn't that close to it either, but he pointed quickly to the spot as soon as Brown went down. Ford. Richards. Lowthorpe's clearance, and once again Linton Brown providing the danger up front. And McCarthy caught offside once again for Bradford. Well, if the rest of the match can carry on in this same mood, we're in for an absolute cracker, because the first 22 minutes have been as exciting a football we've seen for a long time, because it has to be said, the Tigers attacking with great venom. Bradford, though, also getting forward themselves and causing a few problems. And that ball nearly coming through to Atkinson, but Bradford just managing to clear. Now, a lot of space here for Bradford. This is Lawford. He's come a long way forward, but he's not going to chip Alan Fettis from that angle. Well taken by Atkinson. That's good play, trying to get Brown free. Brown needs some support. Hobson getting the last touch, so it will be a goal kick to Bradford City. Atkinson. Hobson's ball forward, too long for Brown. Now, can Brown get away? No, he can't, and no free kick given. Ford. Of course, if I'm not mistaken, Linton Brown probably had his best game for Hull City last season at Valley Parade when the Tigers visited Bradford. He's a constant thorn in Bradford's side on that occasion, and it's been causing all sorts of problems already this afternoon. Shola with the corner then for Bradford. Abbott clears. Good header from Lee Warren. Oliver. Fettis came a long way, missed it, but it's fortunate that he has some support from Greg Abbott. Oliver. Well, nearly given away to Norton. Important interception by Duxbury. Now Lawford's ball down the line, and McCarthy's got away from Allison. Now what can he do? McCarthy. Good save by Fettis. Well, that could prove to be a key moment in this game, because McCarthy, the most prolific marksman in the division, was clean through on a one-to-one. But full credit to Alan Fettis, the Northern Ireland keeper. Good one-handed save. Warren. And again Lee Warren. It's a bad ball though from Warren from the back. Had a lot of movement to his right. Norton had made a run, but chose to try to play the ball left, but his pass towards Linton Brown was not as good as it should have been. And Hull will get a free kick for that. Atkinson, the player, fouled. And Terry Dolan could get himself into a spot of bother again here. Atkinson will be spoken to, along with Paul Jewell. Norton underneath it. Good clearance by Richards. Well, not as convincing as it first looked, but it was good enough. Norton. Another Tigers throw. Abbott. Hobson trying to get there. That might run for the corner. No, I thought it took a deflection, but obviously didn't. So a goal kick to Bradford. Duxbury given away to Atkinson. Now Brown. Brown. And this time does get the free kick. A few calls for a previous free kick when it looked as though he was held from the throw-in. Now what can Atkinson produce from this? Still not cleared. Now Atkinson, oh, we just couldn't control it first time. Now there's an opening for Bradford and McCarthy. McHugh. And a good stop by Fettes. Brown. Good challenge from behind. Hobson with McHugh, but put to safety by the Hull fullback. Jewell still going and will get the corner, or will he? No, goal kick given. So a little over 10 minutes of this first half remain. There will be a little bit of injury time to add, I would have thought. Hull City with the slight edge in terms of scoreline. The Tigers 2, Bradford 1. But of course have one man less after that sending off of Dean Windus after just 10 minutes. Shola. Robson. Now Jewell. Has to be said, Bradford do play the ball around nicely, and so far have been stretching Hull. Be interesting to see if a few of the Tigers' legs might tire in the second half, with them having one man less. Gary Robson, the player, down. David Norton having a quick word with Linton Brown, just on the edge of the shot there. Hull City fans happy with the scoreline, but I would have thought would be a little bit pensive at the moment, wondering what the second half might bring. Of course, if Bradford were to get a second just before half-time, that would really leave things on a knife edge. Not that the situation isn't finely poised as it is at the moment. Ford. Well, that was a late challenge by Hobson, and the Hull number 3 might be shown a yellow card for that. No, gets away with just a free kick. Brown and Atkinson in the wall. Ford with the free kick. Lawford. Richards. Jewell. Challenge from Allison. Advantage played. Richards trying to get round the back. It was a dangerous ball in, but Allison had picked himself up and placed a secure header into touch. Another dangerous ball in, and Fettis gathering well off the top of Paul Shola's head. Hobson and Lee in each other's way. Warren the defender. Ford. Hobson timing his come back into perfect timing, in other words, from Hobson. Brilliant. Just coming back to challenge at the right time. Ford. Good ball in and a free header for McCarthy. Well, that was an opportunity again for Bradford. Shola providing the cross. McCarthy just not tall enough though to be able to get the direction on the header. Brown with Ford. Lawford. And McCarthy, the player offside, the man in the middle, not McHugh down the wing. Good ball from Warren, picks out Norton. Abbott. Flick on from Brown, and the keeper, Bowling, came to collect that, but there was a mistake between him and Oliver. And the end result of some scrappy Bradford defending is a good challenge from Richards, resulting in a corner to the Tigers. Good flick on, but onto the roof of the net. Chris Lee with the header. Now McCarthy's this time, is he onside? He is. Good clearance though by Fettis. And the offside, in fact, is given at the opposite end against Linton Brown. Lawford. Shola trying to time his run to perfection. Duxbury. Robson's gone on ahead of him, and this is McCarthy. Well, he's scored one this afternoon, Sean McCarthy, but otherwise you would have thought the golden touch has brought him success over the last season and a half and deserted him. Admittedly, he's had two opportunities well saved by Fettis, but he's also missed a couple of half chances as well. Ford. Brown continuing to chase. He's got away from him though. And easily taken by Fettis. Not the best of contributions from Paul Jewell. Playing a lot deeper than he normally does, Jewell. Playing as though he's more or less tucked in behind McCarthy and in front of the two midfield men, Robson and Duxbury. Hobson. Now Hobson had to go for the man there and left some space behind him down the left-hand side. And it's allowed Bradford to mount a useful attack. That was a good ball from Jewell. This is McHugh. And another one flashes across the face of the Hull City goal. Alan Fettis has been called upon to make two fine saves in this first half. It's probably been the busier, actually, of the two keepers. So a few of the whistles can be heard around the ground here at Boothbury Park, because we're now playing time added on at the end of this first half. Will be a little bit of injury time to add. Of course, Gary Hobson went off the field for his treatment. Oliver. Duxbury. It's a good ball to McHugh. He needs some support. Gets it here from Jewell. And a disappointing shot from a man who scored 20 goals last season. McCarthy. Now forward. Hobson slips and McHugh trying to get in there, but good play by Lee Warren. Well, Gary Hobson slipping in the most unfortunate position. Well done, Alan Fettis. An important touch from the keeper. Now Lawford. And that's the end of the first 45 minutes. And Hull City then taking into this half-time interval a slender 2-1 lead. And Bradford, though, will be looking forward to the second half. They have an extra man, of course, after Dean Windus was sent off after 10 minutes. But the Tigers, as I was saying, with the slender lead. Hull City 2, Bradford City 1 at half-time. So both sides back out for this second half. Hull City, of course, leading by 2-1, but Bradford must think they ring with a real chance of getting something out of this game at least, and I'm sure that was the message from Frank Stapleton at half-time, especially as we get further into this game, when I'm sure the extra man will tell on the fitness of the Hull City side. Norton with the early throw-in. Atkinson, who is definitely going to have to support Linton Brown much more in this second half. Norton Getting the look of the bounce. Now it's a long one for Brown to chase. Bowling coming off his line. Oliver. Plenty of space to come forward. This is Ford. Warren's clearance. No foul on Brown. Play on. Abbott. That's a good ball for Linton Brown. And well defended Dean Richards. Richards is not the quickest of defenders, but he did enough to hold off Brown on that occasion. Norton. Just saw a glimpse on the touchline there of the Hull City substitutes warming up. Neil Mann and Rob Miller, the two outfield players on the bench. And I would have thought Terry Dolan would be wise later on in the game to perhaps use at least one of those. So I'm sure there's going to be a few tired legs as we progress into this game. Alan Fettis will have to cope with the taunts of the Bradford City fans in the second half. I'm sure mistakes like that will make Ian Bowling a favourite with the Hull fans behind that goal. Be a free kick to Bradford, and Neil Allison is going to be spoken to. Definitely an elbow going up into the back of McCarthy's head when Allison and McCarthy jumped for that one. Norton helping it on in the right direction this time. Now Richards for Bradford, all the way back to Bowling. Well played, David Norton. McCarthy. And Allison to beat again and has got past him. Fettis well positioned on the near post. But good play by Sean McCarthy. Seems to be a player who has come good late in his career. Of course, spent a long time with Swansea City, where he did score goals, but certainly nowhere as many as he's got in the last couple of seasons for Bradford. Robson. Robson again. Not a bad effort, and Fettis holding on to that one well. Michael McHugh was waiting to pounce if a mistake was made by the keeper. A good ball, nice play by Bradford. Now Tony Ford added a new dimension to this Bradford side as Ford. Presently on loan from Grimsby Town, and of course renowned for his qualities as a winger, but he's being played more as an attacking fullback by Bradford. Flick on, and a good clearance by Lowthorpe. It's a good challenge on Hobson. Gary Robson timing that to perfection. Norton challenging well. Lawford. Ball in from McHugh, and the header from Gary Hobson. So a corner to Bradford City. We've played 8 minutes of this second half. Ford. Lawford. Duxbury trying to turn. Lowthorpe the defender. Good play. Jewell now wanting to take the throw in quickly. It's a clever ball through, but once again Lowthorpe with a challenge. Now Shola will take the corner kick, and it certainly has been all Bradford so far in this second half. The whole goal under constant pressure. It's a good flick on, it's still not cleared. Another corner. Hull City living on a knife edge at the moment. Shola will try again. A useful respite then for the Tigers. I'm sure Alan Fettis will take his time about putting this kick upfield, allowing his defence a little breather. Warren. Long kick from Bowling. Too long. Player offside. Well played. Lowthorpe. Richards. It's a good return pass, and this is going to stretch Allison. Shola, the attacking player. Duxbury, wide to Ford. Well cut out by Abbott. Ford. It's a good ball now. He's onside, McCarthy. Good stop, my Fettis. All of a sudden, a big gap was found in the Hull City defence. But the rock that stands behind that defence, Alan Fettis, stood firm. Lowthorpe. Brown nearly nipping in. Referee and linesman not happy at where Dean Richards took that. Richards. That's a good long ball. McHugh chasing. Good turn. Still not cleared. Fettis punches clear. Good block by Warren this time. Oliver. Back to Ford. Robson wanted it in short, but it's a long one. And out of play. So 15 minutes gone of this second half. Hull City 2, Bradford City 1, the scoreline. And the Tigers battling to hold on to this lead. Richards. That was a late challenge, and Greg Abbott just receiving a quiet word from referee Winter. Nothing too severe. It's a good ball. Norton trying to get after it. McHugh with the throw-in. Oliver. And the captain had all the time in the world just to play a neat square ball to Ford, but couldn't even do that. So Hull City with a throw-in. Brown. Been working hard up front, but has received little support since Windus was dismissed. And with a good defender like Richards, who has played well against Brown, Linton's found it a little bit difficult. Hobson trying to shield the ball, just managed to hold on to possession. Here's Brown now. Got away this time, but not from Richards, but from Oliver. Now Norton, can he do? Abbots, oh dear me, what a miss. Well, Greg Abbott found the back of the net from the penalty spot in the first half, but had an easier opportunity then, but couldn't convert it. Mistake at the back between Bowling and I think it was Lawford, the defender. Lawford taking the ball away from the keeper, and Norton capitalising, but Abbott failing to apply the finishing touch. Did everything right though. Steadied himself and went for the low side foot into the corner, but just managed to push the ball wide. Now, if that had gone in, that could have been could have left Bradford with a real mountain to climb. So as it stands at the moment, they've dominated this second half, and you do get the feeling that one little mistake by this Hull City defence will allow Bradford that equaliser. If the Tigers had got a third, Bradford could have just, well, their enthusiasm could have just waned a little, and Hull could have felt a little bit more confident about taking all 3 points. But as it stands, it's still finely balanced. Hull City 2, Bradford City 1. Atkinson nearly managing to get through, but not quite. Now, Jewell for Bradford. Showed a lot of that to Neil Allison, and Allison will be penalised for that challenge. Now, he's got away lightly with a couple of other challenges earlier on in the game, Neil Allison, and it looks as though this time his luck has run out and his name will enter Mr. Winter's book. Such a strong player in the air, but that little bit of lack of speed can sometimes cause him more trouble. Does tend to get into a little bit of a tangle when a player is running at him. See if Bradford can produce something from this. Ford once again behind the ball. It's Ford with it, but hits straight at the wall this time. It's got past Atkinson. It's a good ball in, and Fettis will be glad to see that one glide over his crossbar. Long ball for Brown to chase, and he's got round the back and scores! What a good goal from Linton Brown. Well, his pace has been causing Bradford City problems throughout this game. But in this second half, he struggled to get past Dean Richards. But this time, it wasn't Richards who was the opposing defender. It was in fact the Bradford captain, Gavin Oliver. And Brown nipping in and poking the ball past Bowling to give Hull that 3-1 lead, which, it has to be said, is a cushion which will relieve everyone associated with Hull City, because Bradford was starting to look a real force to be reckoned with in this second half. Now Bradford really do have a lot to do. They were quite casual about their task coming out for this second half. But with the extra man, that one goal looked a relatively comfortable task really to make up. But 2 goals is a different kettle of fish completely, and there's a few scuffles going on out there. Paul Jewell once again involved. Linton Brown is the Hull player down. Who's been called? It's Richards who's been called towards the referee. He must feel a little aggrieved, really, Dean Richards. He's done such a good job marking Linton Brown throughout this afternoon. And the one time he leaves him, Brown nips in and scores. So Dean Richards joins Neil Allison on the yellow card. Of course, Dean Windus saw red, as did Jeff Lee on the bench. Abbott, good play, Lowthorpe. That's a lovely little ball in towards Norton. A lack of communication between Allison and Fettis. If they'd spoke to each other, they could have saved the corner, but Fettis making amends with a good clearance. And again, helped out by Lowthorpe. Ford. And a good save by Fettis. Michael McHugh with the header. Now Bradford are really going to have to alter their style of play. They're going to have to push more men forward from the back. They've kept the 4-man defence, even though Hull have really only played with Brown as the out-and-out striker and Atkinson and Norton as support players. But I would have thought that Bradford are going to have to take the risk and push more men forward, and Fettis once again coming to the Tigers' rescue. Two good pieces of goalkeeping in the matter of seconds from the Irish keeper. Off the crossbar this time. Well, it's all action. The whole goal under siege. Fettis just given a quick warning, I presume, by referee Winter for time wasting. Not that he's actually committed it as yet, but premature, I think, warning from Winter. challenge by Norton. Lowthorpe stood his ground well. Been a fine debut so far from the fullback. Oh, he's under pressure here though. Lawford. Well cut out by Allison. Warren's header away, helped on by Norton. Hull have pulled everyone back in a desperate attempt to keep Bradford out. Now Norton committed himself. Once again, Warren with the clearance. Ford now for Bradford. Maybe Linton Brown shouldn't give up his job as a goal scorer. It was a bad clearance straight back to Tony Ford. Robson. It's a good ball in, and really McHugh should have done better from there. I don't think he realised just how much time he had. It's a lovely ball in from Robson, and McHugh had all the time in the world to bring that down, turn and pick his spot. He tried to do it all in one move. Time starting to run out for Bradford City. Just over 15 minutes remaining in the second division encounter. Hull City 3, Bradford City 1. And so far the visiting side failing to capitalise on their extra man. They've certainly had far more possession than Hull in this second half, but have failed to utilise it. Hobson. Norton losing out to Duxbury. Lawford pushing forward. Shola. Bit of space opening up for him. Lawford. Once again it's Warren to the rescue. Richards. Oliver. Ford. It's a good play. Jewell. That's better from Bradford. Once again the final touch lacking. Well, the willingness of both these sides to play entertaining, attacking football has resulted in, so far, a very entertaining match. It's Robson's effort and a brilliant save once again from Fetis. Well, if anybody has kept Hull City in this game in this second half, it's been the Northern Ireland international keeper. 3 or 4 brilliant one-handed saves. And again, excellent stuff. Well, I don't think he actually got a touch on that one. It's gone for the goal kick. But every time that ball is reined in on the Hull City goal, you expect, well, we're seeing anyway, miraculous stuff from Fetis. Which is something that's great to see, because I think he'll be the first to admit that confidence was one of his problems last season when he had to relinquish the number 1 jersey to young Steve Wilson, and has only really recalled to the side 2 weeks ago at home to Huddersfield. Played in that game and last week at Reading, and as is producing anyway his best stuff at the moment here this afternoon against Bradford in what will probably go down as one of his best performances for Hull City. Here's Lawford. One thing that's been noticeable this afternoon about his play has definitely been his positioning, which was a bit of a problem last season, but he's covering much more of that goal at the moment. Of course, Terry Dolan in a very fortunate position to have two very good quality goalkeepers on his books here at Hull City, but two contrasting ones as well, Fedis and Steve Wilson. Good play by Linton Brown. This is Norton. Brown chasing, but Richards once again the covering defender. Oliver. This is Jewell. Back again to the Bradford captain. Lawford, that's a teasing cross. Easily dealt with by Fettis. Well, Bradford are going to have to produce something pretty sharply if they're going to turn this game around. Maybe McCarthy's the man to do that. Here he is. Support from McHugh in the middle, but has a go himself. Well, I'd imagine that Terry Dolan is a much happier man now than what he was at the beginning of this game. Good play by Duxbury. That's what happens when frustration starts to set in. Fettis seems to be okay. Certainly not a challenge to relish. 6'2", 13 stone Sean McCarthy raining down on you. Norton just keeps chasing. He really is such a valuable member of this side. He just never gives up. Now a chance for Bradford, surely. Oh, well, that really sums up their afternoon. Good keeping from Fettis, but it was a good challenge too from, I think it was Gary Hobson, who just got the foot in at the last moment. Good ball inside from McHugh. Now Shola. Oh dear me, Bradford just cannot score that second goal. McCarthy it was with the effort. Good save once again from Fettis, but the Bradford fans are already on their feet thinking that one was on its way in the back of the net. Now if that had gone in, we still have 9 minutes to play. It would have been an interesting last 9 minutes. As it stands at the moment, looks as though the Tigers are going to hold on to these 3 points. And Richards could be in trouble here. He's already been booked, and that was a very late challenge on Linton Brown. Linton gingerly gets back to his feet. He's battled so well this afternoon, Linton Brown. This new partnership with Dean Windus up front has been an extremely profitable one from his own point of view as well as Dean's. But all on his own for most of this game up front. He's worked extremely hard. Norton. Whoops-a-daisy. Gets a free kick though. He'll be happy with that. So Atkinson will be in no rush to put this free kick over. 7 minutes remaining. Shola. Atkinson chasing back. He's covered a lot of ground to get back with the challenge. That's Robson, charged down well by Abbott. Oliver finds Ford. Richards. This is Lawford. Hull will be content to keep Bradford at this distance. Seen a solid debut performance from Adam Lowthorpe. Brown. Well read by Hobson. Richards. The whole defence doing a solid job in keeping Bradford outside of that penalty area. And really that's all they've been restricted to, long-range efforts on the Fetis goal. And crosses like that. Only really on a couple of occasions have they actually broke down the Tigers' defence and got in round the back. But even on those occasions, Fetis has proved too strong for the Bradford strikers. And Adam Lowthorpe's debut will come to an end. He receives a strong round of applause from his teammates and from the Hull City fans. A solid performance from the fullback. So Rob Miller gets a brief 5 minutes or so to show what he can do in front of a very large crowd here at Boothbury Park this afternoon. In fact, 9,500 have turned up to see this encounter between the Tigers and the Bantams. Ford. Warren clears. There is Rob Miller wearing 14. Good play. Shola. Dangerous ball in. The referee had already blown though. I can imagine there's some tired legs out there among those Hull City players. It has to be said, every single one of them has covered such a large amount of ground this afternoon in making up for the loss of Dean Windus and Bradford having the extra man. And this man, Alan Fettis, has been a thorn in the Bradford side. Robson. Shola. Nice play. Lands the free kick. Gets it back from Robson. Lawford's going outside him. Here he is. Nicely chested down, and McCarthy's shot is blocked. It's been a frustrating afternoon for Sean McCarthy. He must have thought his luck was in when he scored that 11th minute goal. But he and his fellow Bradford forwards have just struggled to find a way through all afternoon. Just a minute remaining then here at Boothbury Park. This is Lawford. Well played, Atkinson. Nearly finding Brown. Well cut out by Richards. McHugh. So a few of the Bradford fans starting to make their way out of Boothbury Park. Imagine they'll be just as frustrated as their players. Here's Ford. Robson. Last chance perhaps for Bradford to salvage some pride. Lawford. McHugh. Now Shola. So a last ditch corner for Bradford City. Ford trying to find McCarthy, and that's the final whistle then here at Boothbury Park, or is it? No, well the whistle went, but it's actually for a free kick. The Hull fans all ready to cheer their side down the tunnel. Hull City 3, Bradford City 1. We've played almost 2 minutes of time added on. Now that is the final whistle, and this has been a very successful afternoon for Hull City. They've had to work extremely hard to gain these 3 points. but they've succeeded in doing so. Bradford can feel a little aggrieved, but the whole defence stood strong. Alan Fettis particularly impressive in the Tigers' goal, and he really deserves a lot of credit for keeping Hull City in front in this second half. But the Tigers took the lead early on through Dean Windus, then had to go through an agonising period when Windus was sent off, Bradford equalised, and Jeff Lee was dismissed from the bench. But Hull stood firm. They earned a penalty midway through the first half when Linton Brown was brought down, Abbott converting off the post, and then it was all hands on deck in the second half, but the Tigers even managed to break away and score a superb third, the goal of the game from Linton Brown. And there are the two heroes, Brown and Fettis, celebrating together. A valuable 3 points this for Hull City, and it keeps them among the early pace setters at the top of the second division. 9,500 here to witness Hull City's great victory. The final score from myself, Harvey Fletcher, here at a jubilant Boothry Park. Hull City 3, Bradford City 1. Number 10. So Lowthorpe gets an early touch, taking the throw in for Hull. Linton Brown, that's a lovely turn by Brown. He's got away round the back of the Bradford defence. Windus, he's got through and scores! What a start for Hull City! Well, what a start to this game here at Boothry Park. The Tigers now down to 9 men, have a lead of 1 goal, but their top scorer and the scorer in this game so far, Dean Windus, has been dismissed. Well, you could clearly hear that something was said to the referee after that decision was made, but whatever it was not to Mr. Winter's liking, and the red card was brought out. So it's Hull City 1, Bradford 0. What the Tigers, as I was saying, just down to 9 men. Gary Hobson should be back pretty soon. But that will give Bradford a little bit of confidence, and as I say that, they draw level. Sean McCarthy. Brown trying to get round the back of Richards, and he's succeeded in doing so. Now, was he brought down? And Mr. Winters pointed to the spot immediately. No hesitation from the referee. Abbott with a penalty. Oh, dear me, the luck has suddenly turned for the Tigers. Long ball for Brown to chase, and he's got round the back and scores! What a good goal from Linton Brown. Well, his pace has been causing Bradford City problems throughout this game.